As the 2014 season progressed, the slow churn of the October woods began to give way to the promise of the rut. While we had a successful early season and managed to keep ourselves in range of deer, it would certainly be misleading to say that we had experienced much buck action at all before late October. Other than the trail camera pictures of a few shooters, including a 125 class 3.5-year-old 8-pointer, our sightings of bucks was really at an all-time low. Around the 25th of October, the deer activity took a turn and daylight movement began to pick up dramatically from the mid-October lows. Additionally, several annual scrapes opened up at this time, and we took the opportunity to move trail cameras off of food sources and onto those primary scrapes. A worthwhile tactic during this time of year is creating mock scrapes in low-impact areas, and within several days, a dozen unique bucks were inventoried hitting our scrape sets. The rut was on. There seems to be something about Halloween that always proves to be a good day to hunt, and so it would be this year. On one of our Pennsylvania properties, an early estrus doe had bucks on their feet in daylight. Later that evening, the high-rack 7-point emerged from a small 2-acre thicket in search of another receptive doe. With the Pennsylvania bucks chasing, I was eager to get into the woods at the New York property in order to hopefully intercept a cruising buck on the downwind side of a popular doe bedding area. Shortly into the hunt, our target buck appeared trailing a doe. While the doe eased through the shooting lane, the 8-pointer hung up in the thick brush 30 yards to the west. He would never enter the lane, and as mature deer in pressured situations often do, he returned the way he came, leaving me without a shot, without video footage, and only with a memory. First encounter, had a really awesome encounter with him. Got to watch him for a while at about 30-35 yards. He was in the thicket, just not in the shooting lane. The doe came out that he was chasing. She came out at 15 yards, stood right in my shooting lane. I thought for sure he was going to follow her and come through, but that wasn't the case, and that's part of it. That's the way it goes sometimes. So he's a really great buck. I hope we can catch up with him. I'm up here by myself this weekend, and then Dad's coming up later on in the week before gun season. So we got another week here until the Orange Army hits the woods and everything gets fouled up for a couple weeks. So hopefully I can connect on something here. Been seeing deer every single time I've been going out. Been seeing bucks, just not a lot of encounters with shooter bucks. Mid-season, I pinpointed a rut funnel on this property which connects 2 doe bedding areas. I hung a stand and decided I would hunt this location when the activity began to heat up. I hoped to catch a buck working the transition line along the funnel. All signs suggested the rut was in full swing, from the fresh rubs and scrapes to the frenzied basket-racked buck that ran into the side of my car just a quarter mile from the cabin. I would see that buck again later that weekend, moving along the funnel which I had set the stand over. He was carrying his front leg, but he seemed to be moving along fine, and I expected him to recover from the accident. November 10th would mark the last day I would hunt before rifle season opened, and as sweet November began to slip away, I dreaded the impending invasion of the Orange Army while still relishing the experiences, lessons learned, and the serenity of the autumn woods that will always draw me back each fall.